What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about why I am getting Redfall, but why I'm also being a little cautious with it. So I'm going to walk you through where I'm at with Redfall. This is a series of videos that I do where I talk about an upcoming game and, well, talk about how I feel about it as of right now. So obviously this game comes out in less than a month. It's actually kind of crazy, right? Because you have all these games at the end of April. A lot of them I'm focusing the channel on quite heavily. Crash, Dead Island, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. But just a few days after these games, on May 2nd, comes Redfall. So really, it's a very quick turnaround from a potential surprise hit like a Dead Island 2 or Star Wars Jedi Survivor, a Game of the Year kind of contender, and then you get Redfall. So I want to walk you through what I'm excited for in this game and then also what I'm a little worried for. The first thing I want to talk about is expectations. So I'm not here to set your expectations. I'm a very kind of independent person. I believe in independence, so I want you guys to make your own opinions on these things, form your own expectations. Don't go based off me. But I'll tell you right now, for me, I'm looking for this game to be kind of a chill game where it's in my rotation of multiplayer games. That may not be what the expectation is for everybody, but I just talked about all these games coming out. Redfall is not the last game that comes out in May or June. There's plenty of others. So for me, I want to go in, I want to play this game probably pretty heavily for the first week or so, and then I'll probably back out like a good amount. You got May with Legend of Zelda, you got June with Diablo, and plenty of others I'm skipping over. So this is going to be a game that I hope, and I want this game to be a game that's just in my multiplayer rotation, that when I feel like I want to kind of jump back in, I'll be able to, right? If it doesn't do that, then that would not be reaching the expectations that I have set on it. Also, it's on Game Pass. So, I know you can buy this game. That's important. So when the game comes out, the talk of, well, is it worth the price? Or also, is it worth it just on Game Pass? Well, being on Game Pass, being free in that sense, the only thing you lose is time. The only thing I'm going to lose playing this game is time. So as long as it's average, above average, what for me personally, I'll be quite fine with it. Like I said, I do think the game looks fun. The number one thing for me is going to be the single player versus the co-op. I'm a very antisocial person. I've talked about this before on the channel. I really don't enjoy going outside or interacting with other people. I know I've chosen quite the career style, right? But ultimately, that's who I am. And so when it comes to multiplayer games, I'm kind of skeptical, not of the game quality itself, but like I don't really jump into them all that much. I definitely don't talk to people like on mics and stuff. So is this game going to be fun to do single player? Now, I know I said it would be part of my multiplayer rotation. I guess I just say that because I kind of lean towards, I think this game is going to work more as a multiplayer game versus a single player. I don't know that for sure, and I will probably default, at least in the first couple days, to playing it single player. But this game, just, watching raw gameplay, right? Not even listening to what other people's impressions are of the game, I do get the sense that it will probably be fine as single player, but I get the sense that you're going to want to play with other people. It'll probably be more chaotic. It'll probably be more fun. There'll be that communication. There'll be the different classes, right? 4 characters, but they each have their own traits, their own abilities. So that'll probably be fun to see more than one of them at a time. Right now, you can play as all 4 of them, but you can only do one at a time. So seeing them all in action, I imagine that's going to be more fun. The gameplay looks really solid to me. The enemy variety looks solid. It is going to also depend on, I guess, the repetitiveness. You can see the Far Cry in this game. You can see Borderlands in this game. There's a lot of other games that are kind of coursing through the DNA, but also it's Arcane. So you imagine Dishonored, you imagine Deathloop, and these are games that people have said when they were able to play it back at that Xbox event that you could feel it. You could feel the Dishonored in this game. It's not exactly Dishonored. It's not exactly Prey, but you can feel those elements kind of coursing through this game's veins, which is good. Those games are very solid. I'm not the biggest Dishonored fan. I get the love for it. I just have never really fully embraced it. Prey, I really do like, though. I'll definitely give you that one. But when you do have an open world like this, and I do think of Far Cry is not a game I've ever been able to get into. Historically, I've tried multiple times through multiple kind of eras of Far Cry. I can never do it. I don't know if it's the setup kind of the game. So that, I guess that worries me a little bit. Obviously, this is a different game and a different studio, but it's all about how they pull off that open world, right? The repetitiveness there. From what we've seen, it looks fun and the loops look good and the abilities, and obviously there's like the skill tree, so you're going to be able to upgrade your character a ton, learn all these new skills. that'll keep things fresh, the different enemies, all that stuff. But is there a point where it doesn't become fresh anymore, where it just becomes too much of a loop and it gets boring? Again, for me, playing it like a week or two and then kind of stepping out and jumping in maybe once a week or whenever I'm kind of bored or want to jump into a multiplayer game, that may save it. Even if it is, kind of repetitive, I think that would save it all on its own. And that's just like the style that I would choose to play the game. So it's going to be interesting to see how it works. Again, I definitely am more excited for this game now than I was. I would not put this game, in fact, I've actually done this. I've ranked every game that's coming out this year. I've put it in like which I'm most anticipating or most excited for. Redfall, I don't even think was in the top 15 or 20. So not to beat around the bush, I've never expected this game to be phenomenal. I've never expected this to, save Xbox in 2023 or be the game that really like propels it to the next level. I'm not one of those people. I think Starfield actually will probably be that game, but it does look like a good time. It looks like a different time, and I'm really not going in expecting all that much. I'm not going in expecting to play this game for 2, 3, 4, 5 months. Now, this game may want to be around for that amount of time, right? And we'll see how the quality is there, but for me, give me like a week or two of solid fun. Hopefully, it's just as fun single player as it is multiplayer, but honestly, I don't really expect that. And then just be a game that I guess has the core of it that's solid. The core gameplay, the core fun, it's just there. And so I can always jump back into it whenever I want. That's really what I want of this game. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.